Today's edition of Pittsburgh's Bowling Best, 3 veteran bowlers return. John Reid of Wilkinsburg, Robb Sheridan of Beaver Falls, and Alan Scabis from Allison, PA. All 3 came just a breath short of going all the way in our tournament. But newcomer Ray Henry from Butler also thinks he can put his name high on our flight board. All 4 are competing for cash, prizes, and the right to move into our Tournament of Champions and face off against one of America's top bowlers. Join us as we watch them in their quest to be Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. Good morning, everybody. I'm John Fedko. Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh's Bowling Best, and I think we've got a very exciting show on tap today. Why? Because we have 3 veterans from Pittsburgh's Bowling Best, 3 guys who bowled last year, and a newcomer who Danny Gluss is very excited about. Dan, we got a great field today. Tell us a little bit about it.
We sure do. The 3 guys you're talking about, each one of them has a different episode about these lanes. John Reid in our first game, he's been here 3 times, John, hasn't done so well. Alan Scabis had 1 dynamic appearance and 1, not so well. And then the winner of that gets up against Ray Henry, a friend of mine from Butler that I bowled with many years ago, dynamic individual. The winner of that goes against Robb Sheridan, who loves these lanes but can't get a break. Lost 205 to 202 in the quarterfinals last year. So we should see some exciting shooting. I'm excited.
All right, if you watched Pittsburgh's Bowling Best last year, you're going to see some familiar names today. Please stay tuned. We'll be back with all the action coming up. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. I'm John Fedko, along with the legendary Dan Gluss. Our first match today, John Reid versus Alan Scabis. John Reid, the number 3 seed, Alan Scabis, the number 4 seed, and John has elected to roll first. And let's take a look at John Reid.
Okay, John Reid has a 5-step delivery. He takes the full approach, and he leads with his left shoulder. So far, in the 4 games that he's bowled here, it's got him in trouble with this lane because he can't get lined up. I think John Reid found the key to it in practice this morning.
All right, he will be taking on today's 4th seed, Alan Scabis, 28 years old, from Allison. He comes in with an average of 200, and tell us a little bit about Alan Scabis, Dan.
Well, Alan has a 4-step delivery when we see him here, but he starts his ball in motion at the bottom of his swing. The first time that he showed up here on TV, he was in time. The second time, that caused a problem. It's up to Alan today to find out if that timing mechanism that he has at the bottom of his swing will balance it out today. Let's put it like that.
All right, our first match, John Reid from Wilkinsburg versus Alan Scabis from Allison. John Reid, again, has elected to roll first, so he will start on lane 3. He is this morning's 3rd seed. In his first roll, he leaves the 7 pin. It's going to be interesting watching John because he did so poorly last year. I mean, he makes no bones about that. He didn't bowl well last year, did he?
That's right. In the first match that John bowled, that was the second week last year, he lost 210 to 169 to John Miller of Johnstown. And then in week 10, he beat Don Root at Whitehall, 216 to 182, and then lost to Mark Sternick, 199 to 169.
And he'll pick up the 7 pin. Start with a spare.
The key to the match right now is for both boys to get their timing mechanism set up. Alan's timing mechanism is at the bottom of his swing, and if we can get a shot of it later, you'll see that he pumps the ball at the bottom of his swing. If he's in time and got good rhythm, he's dynamite. But if that mechanism fails him, he's all over the place.
Alan Scabis from Allison, his first roll today. And Alan was having problems warming up, I noticed. He didn't roll a lot of strikes. Did you see what was wrong, Danny?
Well, his mechanism right now, his timing mechanism, rather than just going up there and concentrating on hitting his mark, he's worried about that timing mechanism to keep himself in time, and as soon as he gets the ball out the window, it's not coming back because he's varying his speeds.
All right. The 1, 2, 4, and 10 pins he's got on this. He will leave the 10 pin, so Alan Scabis starts by opening up in the first frame. Went to Brownsville High School from Allison, Pennsylvania. He's a train man for the Monongahela Railroad.
You mentioned that he went to Brownsville High School, and that's exactly where Ellison, PA is. He says that everybody says, where's Ellison, PA? Well, it's right next to Brownsville.
All right, not to be confused with Ellison Park, my hometown.
That's right. You know, Ellen's been on twice, and on lane 3, he's thrown 5 strikes so far, and on lane 4, he's thrown 4. But he's had 5 misses in 2 games on this pair.
All right, big hook there by Allen. He's going to leave the split. And as I mentioned earlier, Alan was definitely having his problems warming up, and he really never found the rhythm going into today's show, so it's probably going to take him a few frames before he gets in the groove.
You hit the nail on the head, the rhythm. You just watch the ball goes out, and does not have enough to come back. It like spins out, and you got a bad break on a 7-10. One of them should have went.
All right, he takes...
Ooh, he almost got that back out of the pit.
But he opens up his first 2 frames. So he's given John Reid an opportunity. John started out here with a spare, and John can break this open if he can strike here.
Looking, I can see now why John wants to finish on lane 4. He's been here 4 games, and he's thrown 11 strikes on lane 4 and only 5 on lane 3. So he loves lane 4. But look at that. Out of my mouth, and he misses the head pin.
To leave the 1-2-4. Just completely missed the head pin.
You were talking with me earlier, and just watch this shot. He doesn't get the ball back. They have to go outside more. In other words, they got to start out on the right-hand side and get more down and in. When they were practicing, you're loose, but now you're on TV, the lights are there, it's a different story.
Oh, and he's going to leave the 2 and the 4. And both bowlers, there's his parents right there, Cecil and Alice. And I bet they're discussing right now what John is doing wrong or what they think he's doing wrong. And it may be just a matter of relaxing.
Well, if you notice, John leads with his left shoulder. Sometime or another, that right shoulder got to catch up with that left shoulder because he's got to release the ball, unless he wants to release it away from the pins. And he's not pulling that shoulder up fast enough, and that's why he's skiing the ball to the right.
All right.
Much better, much better.
He will leave the dinner bucket, as you seem to call it.
Yep.
Danny.
You used to call it the ice bucket. I don't know where you ever got that name.
I changed it because you call it the dinner bucket. You're the legend. Here it is right here. Here's the replay, Danny.
Yeah, the ball just doesn't get up to the head pin. John's using a ball right now that's pretty shiny. I think he's going to have to go to a little bit duller surface ball.
Oh, my goodness, and he opens up. Well, I'll tell you what, this could be a nip-and-tuck match. And, you know, this score doesn't matter in our qualifying round, so it's just a matter of getting out of this first round now for these two guys.
That's exactly right. But my theory in bowling on TV is to get a couple spares or strikes right off the bat. It relaxes you. Right now, these guys are pushing because they've made already 4 mistakes in 5 frames. And Ellen's got to throw the ball.
All right, we're looking for our
See,
first
he moved out
strike
that time a little bit more.
And he gets it.
Did you notice a different angle? The last 2 balls he threw out and back in. That time there it was down and in. So that's a lot better. And Ellen's going to have to do that more. You see the ball starting from a wider angle. He's going to get the lucky mix. Now on the other lane, he left a 7-10. And as you notice, the 7-10 was the last 2 pins to fall.
So Alan Scabis with our first strike of the morning.
Go ahead, John.
Neither of these bowlers have taken command of this match at all. And let's see if Alan can get our first double of the morning here. And that doesn't look good at all.
Now, I think Ellen outfoxed himself. What he did on lane 4, he made the right adjustment, going down and in, playing the outside line. But on lane 3, he moved inside again.
Oh, yeah. He hit the second arrow over on lane 4. On lane 3, he was way in.
Third arrow, right.
Little mind games going on right now.
That's exactly what it is.
These guys trying to figure out the lanes. Alan Scabis looking to convert here. And he may have it.
Ooh.
Oh, no. He misses and opens up. We will be back with more on Pittsburgh's Bowling Best after this. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. In our first match, we've been featuring John Reid of Wilkinsburg and Alan Scabis from Allison, PA. Reid is pulling away, and as Scabis steps to the line, he must be thinking it's time to make a move to tighten this match up. All right, John Reid with a double, and Alan Scabis needs to get his act together here. And, oh, that 5-pin would not go down.
John Reid's taking a comfortable 31-pin lead right now, but Alan Scabis did go to the right more. You can see he's closer to the second arrow, but he's got to get on the second arrow or to the right of the second arrow to have that ball react properly right now.
All right, looking to pick up the conversion here. And he does it. Now, there's no question about the fact Alan Scabis, if he wants to really have a shot at this, he's got to roll a strike here with John Reid working on a double. And Reid has apparently found his game. And the thing about Alan is he's still searching a little, isn't he?
That's right. But, you know, Ellen has no idea of what's happening out there this morning. John Reid has found the line, but in his 4 appearances before, John Reid has found the line for a while, and then all of a sudden it's got away from him. So it'll behoove John to really concentrate to see what he does. He's still too far inside. There's just no way about it.
There is Alan Scabis' wife. You saw her shaking her head, Kathy, and his mother was next to her on the right, and Kathy knows that John's having a tough day. And hey, we're not saying anything bad against John. This is awfully rough to come on television like this, and we don't give him an awful lot of time to warm up, and it's early in the morning, and he's having a rough morning.
Nice shot. Oh,
he almost got it. We thought he was going to get the 10-pin. But Alan opens up again.
You hit a good point. On a pro tour, they get an hour to practice. We can't afford that luxury down here because we do some shows a day, 2 or 3 shows. Here we get 10 minutes. Just watch the head pin circle around.
I thought he was going to get it.
Yes, he did. But they only get 10 minutes of practice.
Right, it's not a lot. I mean, it's tough to come down here and then blow under the lights. John Reid looking for a triple. Oh, my goodness. Gets it at 5-pin.
I marked down lucky. What else can you say, huh? I'd rather be lucky than good.
I'll tell you what, honestly, that may have been one of the most exciting strikes we've had this season. It looked like the whole thing went down in slow motion. Look at John laughing. It's like somebody blew in the audience and the 5-pin went down. Looking for a 4-bagger.
That's the winner right there.
All right, John Reid's going to win our first match. He beats Alan Scabis. There's his happy parents. We will be back with more on Pittsburgh's Bowling Best after this. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. I'm John Petco along with my legendary partner, Dan Glass. We're ready for our second match. 3rd seed John Reid advances to take on 2nd seed Ray Henry from Butler. He comes in with an average of 200. I know you love Ray personally, Dan. Tell us a little bit about his bowling.
Well, Ray has a 4-step delivery. He comes from the old school, but he has 4 small, quick steps. But look how low he holds his ball. That's the key to his timing right now. See the little figure 8 behind there? Ray's from the old school, and I bowled with him many years ago, and I understand he brought 2 friends today. I only knew Ray to have 1 friend, but now he brought 2 today. I don't know where he got the other one, but he's a good bowler.
I know you were bugging him before the match, saying you must have bribed somebody else to come in here and say he was his friend. Now, we love Ray Henry. But John Reid is elected to start again as he did in the first match. He apparently loves lane 4, so he will start on lane 3. And he's laughing.
Well, he likes lane 4. That's why I can't figure out why Ray let him finish on 4. See, Ray has the option.
Look. Look, he started out slow last game. He's saying to himself, what the hey, He had a 4-bagger in our first game. Oh, my goodness. He'll leave 3 pins and open up in the first frame.
Remember what I told you last game, though? John has a history down here on this pair to look like a superstar for 4 frames, and all of a sudden, nothing. But if Ray gets out to an early lead, Katie bar the door, because Ray's one dynamic bowler when he gets lined up, as anybody is.
Ray Henry from Butler, our 2nd seed today, bowled a 219 to qualify on Pittsburgh's Bowling Best, and he will start out by leaving 3 pins. And are those Ray's apparent friends?
That's his 2 friends, Bo Ordy on the right. I don't know the other gentleman, but Bo Ordy is one of his longtime friends that he bowled with.
All right, here's Ray. What did he do wrong here, Dan?
Well, he just didn't get the good follow-through. What's happened to Ray right now, he's only got 4 balls of practice in between matches. The oil is carrying down. Ray's going to have to make that adjustment real quick, which he just did on that spare shot.
Hey, got it. Ray Henry opens up with a spare. Look at him. He's smiling now.
What people don't realize is the oil pattern starts moving down. As the ball goes over the lane, it keeps dragging the oil pattern down. Similar when you go into a tunnel. You can be halfway through the tunnel and the tunnel's still wet because it was raining outside and you drag it through. Same thing's happening on a bowling lane. The oil starts going down further and further. Got to keep making that adjustment to the right.
There's Ray Henry, a maintenance man for Armco Inc. And he'll leave 2 pins, so he's still searching.
But you can see when he makes his bad shot, he's around the pocket. Now he's right there. He's around the 2nd arrow. He's going to have to move out another board or 2, and he'll come in here in a minute, and I guarantee you that Ray Henry will start striking.
All right. He leaves the 2 and the 5 pin.
Ray spared his first frame. No spare here. 2 spares so far for Ray Henry. John Reid, who opened up his first frame, will now bowl on lane 4. And like we said, John has definitely shown a preference for lane 4 over lane 3 here this morning. John, of course, bowled on Pittsburgh's bowling best last year. Didn't do too well. Had a 197, though, in our first game. And bingo, he jams that one. And as we said, John Reid loves lane 4, and he shows us why right there, Dan.
Yeah, but, you know, Ray Orty, I'm going to have to ask him, or not Ray Orty, Ray Henry. I keep getting Bo Orty and Ray Henry mixed up. These two guys are like 2 peas in a pod. When you see one, you see the other. But this ball was jammed in the pocket. You couldn't throw it any better. But why he would let John Reid finish on his favorite lane, I don't know.
Yeah, Ray Henry had the option, certainly being the second seed, to have John Reid finish on lane 3, but they let John finish on lane 4, the lane he apparently loves. And will he get the 7? No.
You know what it could have been? A little psych job. Maybe that's why John had that big smile on his face in the first frame. He knew he got out-psyched because he was probably thinking, well, he's going to let me finish on my favorite lane, and he forgot all about lane 3.
It looked like John hit the second arrow, just like he hit on lane 4 there in lane 3, but it's not having the same kind of action as
right.
Will convert the spare there.
Ray's from the old school. Ray will do anything to win within limits, okay? I mean, that was a mind job. I think he says, okay, John, I'm going to let you finish on 4, but you better make a good shot on 3 first of all, and he didn't do it. He's got an early lead now.
Ray Henry's started with 2 spares. He'll leave 4 pins there. So we'll see if he can make it 3 spares in a row.
What Ray's going to have to do now, he did make the adjustment, and it wasn't enough. But what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to loft the ball a little bit more.
All right, Ray does his bowling at the Sherwood or Family Lanes. Like we said, he's from Butler, went to Butler High School. Won a team tournament this year in St. Clairsville. Looking for his 3rd spare in a row, and he will not get it. He'll leave 1 frame, so he opens up.
That gives John Reid a chance to get right back in the match. But Ray's going to have to loft the ball a little bit. Watch how he lays the ball down. He doesn't get the ball out over the foul line that much.
Yeah.
So what's happening is the lane is controlling Ray Henry right now.
That's a problem I've been having. I haven't been lofting the ball. People look at me and they say, get the ball up, get the ball up. I've been laying it right down at the foul line.
And that's why you got a sore finger, because you've been turning
talking about that before we started taping today. I haven't been able to bowl in 2 weeks because I got a sore ring finger.
Beautiful.
Bingo. Nice jam shot by Ray Henry. And we will be back with more on Pittsburgh's Bowling Best after this. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. In our second match, we've been featuring John Reid from Wilkinsburg and Ray Henry from Butler. Henry has the lead as he steps up in the 5th frame with a chance to take a big lead.
Right now, sitting on the bench, he took a 1-pin lead because John lost 4 pins in count on that bucket. Now let's see what Ray does.
He's looking for a double. Bingo! Got a nice mix.
You see, he lofted the ball out of the lane a little bit that time. And it took him a couple minutes or a couple frames to get lined up. But watch how far over the foul line that time. Right on the second arrow. And watch the sliver hit he gets. The old 5-7 off the wall.
Now, he's got to like it.
Ray usually doesn't have too much reaction, but I'll tell you what. When you're out in the lanes with Ray Henry, you know you're in a match because he's competitive, even if he's 50 pins down.
Well, he's 11 pins up right now. As you saw, working on a double, looking for a triple. And he got it. No question about that. That's a jam shot deluxe. Well, I'll tell you what, he is loving lane 3 now. That's his 2nd jam shot in lane 3 in a row.
That's right. But he's getting the ball out over the foul line. You can see the little turn on the end now, and he's really jamming it.
He's got to love this. Let's take a look at his reaction. Yep.
He just closes his eyes and he says, thanks, Lord.
Will he get the mix? No. He'll leave the 2-pin.
It's the 2nd time in a row. What's happening now is the oil is carrying down, and John is not making that adjustment. John's got to move more to the right on lane 4 now.
John Reid looking to convert and pick up his 4th spare in a row, but he's down by 21 pins. He needs to start rolling strikes because Ray Henry's getting hot. He will pick up his 4th spare in a row.
You know, back in the 7th or 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th frames last time, John did get a lucky strike, but he looked like a world beater. And this is what's happened to John down here. Sometimes he does look like that, and all of a sudden he starts scattering the ball. The last 4 shots here, he hasn't had one good one.
And he's had his problems right here on this lane, lane 3. He's yet to roll a strike on it. And he will leave the 10 pin. I thought that looked good for a second.
That was a super shot. John got the ball out over the foul line. That is bad luck right there.
Yeah.
John couldn't have threw the ball any better than he threw it there.
All right, John's had his problems converting this 10 pin too. He had his problems last year with his spares, and he definitely needs to convert this down 21 pins.
Good shot, Johnny.
He's got it.
You know, I teased Johnny a lot about his bowling on TV, but Johnny is one super bowler. As a matter of fact, about 3-4 weeks ago, Johnny shot an 800. Unheard of.
Oh, my goodness.
He shoot at 266, 277, and you figure out the rest, but it was 800 right on the nose, and Johnny Reid's one dynamite bowler, and it's a shame you can't get him tracked down here.
Yeah, he shot that 800 last month. All right, Ray Henry working on a triple.
Ooh, he got the kick.
He's going to leave the 10 pin.
Now, you see what Ray did? He was from the old school. He kept moving right. He's on a second arrow now. Oh, look at that pin reach out.
That's kind of bad luck right there, right?
Yes.
Half the time that 10 pin will go down. That's the same kind of action. And he'll convert. Ray Henry with a spare.
Okay, right now he's got a 22-pin lead. And you can see his 2 friends back there clapping for him. Ray and I bowled against each other for many years, and it was always good, clean fun when we went to bowl each other. Would kill each other during the match, but then would go out and have a brew afterwards. And one dynamic individual.
Ray Henry with a 22-pin lead over John Reid. Ray from Butler, John Reid from Wilkinsburg. A little problem there by Ray Henry. What did he do wrong there?
He forgot himself. The speed was on the ball. He moved inside. And you see, a lot of times you get through your mind that, hey, all I got to do, I'm lined up now, and you don't concentrate. He laid that ball down and skied the shot.
He really is laying it right down at the foul line, isn't
that time's there.
There he is. He knew he made a big mistake. Look at him. Now let's see what he does here.
Dummy, he said.
Oh, I'll tell him he said that. Well, I'll tell him
he said that to himself.
Okay. All right. Looking to convert in the 1-2-4-8.
Beautiful shot.
Bingo. He's got the spare. Puts a little bit of heat on John Reid now. John, who had 4 strikes in a row in our last game, needs to pick it up right here. He's had 5 spares in a row after rolling a strike in the second frame.
Let's see if John makes that move. He's left a 2-pin twice. He's got to be outside more.
It's the second
He's using
arrow.
a different ball.
And he will not get it. He'll leave 2 pins, and that's going to hurt.
I see, that's one thing that I don't approve of, right, what he just did there. He tried to make the correction with the bowling ball. The old-timers would make it with their feet or with their hand position. He went off and got another bowling ball and hoped it would react. Maybe it's him throwing the ball. So, you know, some guys go overboard. Uh-oh, that's the ball. It's the wrong ball. I got to pick up another ball. Hey, make the move on the approach with your feet. Go back to the old school of bowling, and you might be better off sometimes.
All right, 6 spares in a row now for John Reid of Wilkinsburg. John needs a strike here. Oh, really wants a chance at this match. 20-pin lead for Ray Henry. And bingo, as I say it, he does it. And he needed that. He needed that.
Now, that ball reacted very well on lane 3. Now, let's see what happens when he comes back to 4.
All right, well, this match is not over.
It's not over by a long shot.
There, and he did it.
It's only 20-pin lead.
Jammed all the way.
You know, we haven't had any in this game. Oh, yes, we did have. Look at
He
John.
knows. He knew he needed it. What's this? Yeah, well, I haven't been doing that all game.
Ray had to back off because we showed a replay on the screen and the people saw it in the audience.
look at the background. Look at the back. John's laughing.
Yeah.
Come on, don't show me hitting my head.
But what it did, it upset Ray. And Ray had to back off the approach a little bit because everybody started laughing.
All right.
And that shows what kind of concentration Ray has right now.
All right, Ray, last time he bowled in lane 4, left the 10-pin when he really probably should have had a strike. And he got a strike there. What a mix you got on that.
You know, we've already had 1 turkey in this game. I want to tell the people, this week is Thanksgiving week, so don't go out and eat too much turkey because we want you along with us every Sunday morning here on Channel 11, and just go out and enjoy your blessings this week.
Yes, yes.
Speaking of blessings, how about this man here, Bob Wisman?
I love Bob Wisman.
Huh?
You know, we want to thank Bob also for the equipment that we use here in Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. A lot of this stuff is his. We also want to thank the Bowling Proprietors Association of Greater Pittsburgh. A lot of people deserve a lot of thanks on Pittsburgh's bowling best. Jam shot right there for Ray Henry. He's counting his blessings right now.
Yes, all he got to do is stay behind the foul line right now, and he's the winner going into the championship match. He's got a 30-pin lead right now, but hey, strange things happen. As long as he keeps the ball in the lane like he did there.
All right. Getting back to Bobby Wisman real quickly, too. I love going down his shop and talking bowling with that guy. He is just a super guy. And if you see his kid over at Forward Lanes and Shady Side, say hi to him, because he's also a nice kid. And bingo.
He's got enough pins there to wrap up this match.
That's going to win it for Ray Henry. Ray Henry advances on to Pittsburgh's bowling best. We will be back after this. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. I'm John Fedko along with partner Dan Gloss. We're ready for this morning's championship match. It'll be second seed Ray Henry, who just won our second match, versus top seed Robb Sheridan, 22 years old, from Beaver Falls, has a 220 average, has a unique style, and tell us a little bit about it, Danny.
Boy, he has a 6-step delivery. The last two, it looks like he should be belonging to the National Rifle Association. Watch him load up for this shot. Watch him, 5th and 6, 2 small steps, bang, at the foul line. Good extension, one dynamic bowler.
He is one tough kid. Take a look at the bicep in his right arm, too, because you got to be tough and strong to bowl like he does. He basically just almost stops at the foul line and whips it down the lane, doesn't he?
That's it.
All right, Robb Sheridan, our top seed, has elected to roll first, which means he will roll on lane 3. Robb Sheridan from Beaver Falls, went to Beaver Falls High School. Right now, he's self-employed. He's a pro bowler. Told me he was looking to go back to school. Just bowling right now. He will leave a 6 pin, and he's not too happy about that.
There's his wife there, Betsy. We just want to wish Betsy, from all of us here at Channel 11, and from especially Robb, a happy birthday this week.
Happy birthday to you, Betsy, and hopefully he can give her well, for his sake, give her a birthday present and a win here on Pittsburgh's Bowling Best.
Her birthday's November the 28th.
Look at the power, even on the spares. Oh, God. Something to break our lanes here. Come on, Robb.
His speed is twice the speed that I throw. So you can imagine the speed I throw on the ball.
He is throwing bullets down the lane. He's going to be interesting to watch today. And then there's second seed Ray Henry at a 207 in winning our second match over John Reid.
What seed did you say Ray was?
He's our second seed.
What kind of theory do we have here so far?
Second seed has never advanced. He got a nice mix there for the strike. Nice start for Ray Henry. Our second seed has never won a Pittsburgh Bowling Best show. That's right. Glad you reminded me about that, Dan. Never. Not last year, not this year.
That's right.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have said that. You
but
just
Ray don't
jinxed.
know that.
Well, if he heard us, he knows it. You just jinxed him. I'm going to tell him that too, Danny, if he loses. That Gluss up there talking about the second seed jinx. Starts out with a sliver, though. And here's his second roll of the day, or this match, excuse me. He won our second match, our second roll of this match here. On lane 3. Bingo. Jam shot all the way for Ray Henry. And I'll tell you what, he loves lane 3. He's doing very well in lane 3, isn't he, Dan?
That's right. Maybe that's why he had John Reid. He can care less with John Reid like 4 or not. He loves 3.
And he finished up on lane 3 on our second match. And look at this all the way. No question about it. Robb Sheridan, again, I love this guy's delivery. I mean, I wouldn't do it myself, but it's very interesting to watch the small steps he takes right before he delivers it. It just whips the ball down the lane like it was a 9-pound ball. And by the way, he was telling me before the show that he rolled a 9-pound ball a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Cracked it. Cracked it on the way down the lane. Said he was just doing it for fun. I don't think he'll do that anytime soon. Look at the power in that.
Oh, my goodness. How did that stand up?
I don't know. I don't know how anything stands up with that delivery. This kid can fire it.
You know, speaking of standing up, John, the 8-pin standing up, but I think the back end of the building just left.
He is one strong bowler. Look at him. He's mad though. He's mad.
How did that stand up?
Well, I guarantee you this: he's going to drill this pin through the back of our alley. I mean, I guarantee it.
I think the back end of the building is laying up in Stowe Locks Township someplace now.
2 spares in a row for Robb Sheridan. Robb with a 220 average coming in, bowled a 232 to qualify in Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. He's not happy with his 2 spares, believe me. This kid's a tough bowler. He is from Beaver Falls. So he doesn't like to bowl to one particular lane. Usually we tell you the bowling center our guys like to bowl it. He says he likes bowling everywhere. So you'll see Robb all over the place, especially around Beaver.
Quite an interesting young man.
That's his delivery is phenomenal. Let's watch this. Boom.
Uh-oh, here it comes around. No.
Nope. He's going to leave one pin.
You know, the first time that Robb bowled here in week 4 last year, he beat Mark Everett of Hopewell 233 to 208. Let's watch this ball first of all. Watch he come up on the ball a little bit. His head popped up. He didn't stay down with his head, and that's what happened, John.
And he's hitting the second arrow, and it looks like he's going to have to move over a little more to the right.
Uh-huh.
All right, looking to pick up.
Fire one.
He'll do it. It almost looks like he's mad.
Well, it isn't. The pros do that right now. All the pros are getting used to throwing the 1- and 2-pin spares like a frozen rope, as hard as they can.
All right, Ray Henry here, working on a double. I'll tell you, we've been talking about Robbie Sheridan. I mean, Ray Henry's just been laying him down here. He bowled a 207 in our second match. It's been perfect so far in this match. And he gets the mix. That's a triple for Ray Henry. 3 up and 3 down for Raymond.
Well, I made a prediction back here in the second game that Ray was going to get lined up after the first 3 frames, and he did. He threw a triple and a couple spares and a double, and now he starts off with a triple.
Look at him. He's loving it. Look at him. Yeah, all right. Look.
One for the old-timers, huh?
Yeah, well, watch out that old-timer comment, Dan. You took some heat on a couple of other shows because of that. He's 49 years old. He's a mere child.
I fall into the same category, John, so
Ray Henry looking for a 4-bagger. Bingo! Well, you know something? We give all our bowlers a fact sheet to fill out, in advance.
Right.
And we asked Ray what's his toughest spare to make. He said all of them.
Yeah.
He didn't have to make a spare,
right.
Danny. Not in this match. Holy Toledo. Ray Henry's putting on a show. 4-bagger. 4 up and 4 down for Ray Henry. All right, Robb Sheridan. Put a little heat now on Robbie. Robb has started with 3 spares. And the way Ray Henry is bowling Robb, it would behoove him to strike here. Robb Sheridan. Bingo! He knew he had it, too. He knew he had it as soon as he let it go, even though that 10-pin kind of had a mind of its own. It went down. Let's see if we can get the reaction here. Watch this. Yeah. He knew he needed that, too. He knew he needed it, Danny.
Yep.
Because with Ray Henry starting off this championship match with 4 strikes, Robb Sheridan has 3 spares and a strike now, so Robb Sheridan looking for a double here. The split angle, you'll be able to see that. Look at that delivery, just tremendous. Boom, jam shot all the way, double. And we got ourselves a whale of a match brewing here, Danny.
I want to make that a double jam because that ball was so dynamite.
It's surprising the ball even comes back.
Yeah,
right. It doesn't go right through the back of the bowling alley.
It's a wonder he don't leave his
Look at
arm
the
there.
loft on that, too. Jeez. He's almost throwing it down to the arrows. And compare that style to Ray Henry. But both of them are fine bowlers. Look at the he is just a tough little bowler. Look, you gotta love those reactions.
We have a match here that reminds me of a match that we had a couple weeks ago.
Hey, will it go? Oh. That 5-pin, I thought it was going to go. Everyone's going to give him a nice little hand here.
Remember 2 weeks ago we had young Danny Biter and
Power bowler.
Andy Uhas.
The 5-pin's still rolling out there, by the way.
But Andy has a style like Ray Henry, and Robb Sheridan has a style like Danny Biter.
Yep. We've got 2 contrasting styles going here. That 5-pin just would not go down. It was like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it kept rolling back and forth. And Ray Henry with a spare. He started out with 4 strikes in a row, and he'll get a spare here. And I'll tell you what, it's so important that Ray and Robb bowl well in the championship match, because as you've mentioned so many times, Dan, only our top 8 scores go into the next round.
That's right.
Going best.
Right now 247 is leading, and we have 197 sitting in the second spot. So
all right, I think both of these guys are going to.
I think either one of them
go on. Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. The way these guys are bowling, they don't have to worry about the score in this game. Not unless something real drastic happens, like Ray hits his foot or something. I mean, these guys are bowling very well right here. Bingo! I tell you, he's got lane 3 down pat. We will be back with more of this great match after this. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. John Fetchel along with legendary Dan Glass, and we've got a great championship match going. A great one. This guy right here, Robb Sheridan, our top seed, going up against second seed Ray Henry. Ray with an 11, or a 21-pin lead, excuse me, a 21-pin lead over Robb Sheridan. Ray started out this match with 4 strikes, then went spare strike. Robb Sheridan working on a double, and his last roll was his best of the morning. So he's working on a double here. Robb Sheridan from Beaver Falls. Power pack delivery. Oh!
I wonder if that's a 30-06.
He's a rifle. Hey, we're having a great time here this morning. We really are. We want to remind you, you could be a part of all the fun here at Pittsburgh's Bowling Best by being a member of our studio audience. There's door prizes. We tell jokes. We have a great, to see Dan Gluss, that's worth it right there. And it's free, so call 237-1100 during regular business hours. We'd love to see you here. Dan would love to see you here. We're having a great show this morning, though. This is so fun watching these two guys.
The only problem we're going to have is for next week's show, we've got to change the pins. They'll be so soft.
I think the pins will be broken by the end of this match, personally. This guy, Robb Sheridan, is a little pack of dynamite. I mean, you can see the muscle in his right arm. Big bulging bicep. Watch this. Just throws the ball down there.
Ooh.
He missed his mark on that one.
Yes, he did.
Just flat out missed his mark.
Looked like he was a little bit off balance going to the foul line, because if you notice at the foul line, he wasn't planted. Now watch a little movement at the foul line. We couldn't see his feet, but his feet actually shifted a little bit. He wasn't planted square.
All right. Well, this is a big spare for Robb Sheridan. He needs to pick this up the way Ray Henry's been bowling. I mean, Ray Henry's bowled strikes all the way through, except for one frame. He's spared. Needs a spare here. Nice job. So Robbie Sheridan picks up the spare. And Ray Henry working, or looking for a double. Ray Henry with a 13-pin lead. Strike his last time up. The maintenance man for Armco Inc., and he's just doing a whale of a job here today in Pittsburgh's Bowling Best. Oh, that's going to put Robb Sheridan right in this thing now. It's going to be nip and tuck from here on in with a 4-6 split.
The big thing here right now, for bowlers out there that are watching this show, Ray is on a strike. If Ray gets 1 pin, Ray still has a pin lead, because it means 2 pins. But if he misses one of them, Robb Sheridan takes the lead. He only went for 1 pin.
So he opens up. Ray Henry opens up for the first time in this ball game for him.
But remember out there, if you're bowling and you get a wide open split and you're on a strike, get the wood, because it counts double. If he would have missed that 1 pin, Robb Sheridan would have had the lead. But just by getting that 1 pin, he still is in the lead.
This match is going right down to the wire. Ray Henry with a 1-pin lead. He opened up. Let's see what he does here. Bingo. That's how he responds to that.
Lane 3, 4 jam shots.
4 jams are right. He loves lane 3. He can bowl blindfolded right now on lane 3, Danny.
And he's going to finish there, so that's a big advantage right now.
Oh, jeez. These guys are putting on a show. Robb Sheridan now, who had a triple and then had a spare. But these guys are just going back and forth, back and forth. I have a feeling this thing could just be won by 1 pin or something like that. Robb Sheridan from Beaver Falls with a 220 average. Look at him throw the ball. Doesn't get the mix. Doesn't get the mix. There's his lovely wife, Betsy, on the right. Left a 4-pin.
Robb was a little disappointed. He thought that this ball was right there. He hit 9 boards, but the ball did not react for him.
Is it possible to have too much power, Dan?
Oh, yes, very much so. Very much so.
I mean, is that what he's doing? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah. And not only that, the oils keeps carrying down, and these bowlers got to make that constant adjustment. Now, I don't know what happened. There was a little bit of laugh in the crowd, and it backed Robb off the lane. We did shut the monitor off so they wouldn't have any problem. But right now, Robb needs his spare.
Got to have it, the way this match is going. He does.
He composed himself very well there.
He's a very volatile type bowler, too. He has a lot of expression on his face. He gets a little upset at himself, a little mad. You can see he reminds me a little bit of Al Roboski, the old pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies.
He's asked for the re-rack. He is allowed one re-rack, one per game. But if he asks for the second one, we can't give it to him. That's just our rules, the way we have it set up. But he is permitted the one re-rack.
He's a very intense bowler.
And at 21 years old. All that maturity at 21 years old.
He's a tough guy. He bowls like he acts on the lanes. I mean, he acts like he's mad at himself. He shakes his head a little bit, and boy, he puts a lot of power into this. Just basically stops the foul line. He just whips it.
Right. Robb did have a bad rack here. I watched it, and the 3-pin was off spot. But right now, he's got a beautiful rack up there.
Bam!
He got it.
He got it. And in his reaction, he almost went flying off the lanes. Did you see that, Danny?
Yeah, he almost ran into the monitor over there because he was so excited.
I'm going to see if we can get the reaction here. Here's the roll.
You'll see him come flashing past the screen.
Look at this. He basically went running off. Well, watch. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this. He's going to take off.
But that did two things.
He went out of our picture.
That did two things, though. It pumped him up, but he tried to psych Ray Henry out.
Ray Henry.
Uh-oh.
Looking for a double. Brooklyn, nope. Crossed over, and he'll leave one pin.
The problem here is Ray Henry, even if he spares here and goes all the way out, Robb Sheridan can still come up in a 10th frame and win this match.
Oh, this is going right down to the wire. These guys, whoever, I mean, this has been a tremendous match. As they say, the proverbial cliche, there'll be no loser in this match.
So right now, Ray still has a 2-pin lead, and it's going down to the wire, but he's on his favorite lane, and let's see what happens now.
All right, Danny, why don't you tell us what Ray has done in lane 3 today?
What else? Strike. That's all he's done. Four instant replays.
In this match, all he's done is just straight jam shots, as Danny likes to call it. Just nothing but strike.
He loafed on that ball a little bit. He loafed on that ball a little bit.
Oh, my goodness. That's a tough break in the 10th frame, too. Only up by a couple of pins.
Well, that puts him down right now.
I think that may cost him the ball game, but we'll see. I don't want to put any pressure on Robb Sheridan.
But what Ray did that time, he was so confident that he could strike in that lane, he just let the ball go. He lost the ball in a downswing. Look at the expression on his face.
All right. Let's see if Ray can pick this up. This is going to be tough.
Good shot, good shot.
Oh, it just went around the 10-pin. Oh, my goodness. All right, he opens up in the 10th frame. And I'll tell you.
Believe it or not, if Robb Sheridan gets a 9-count miss, we have a tie. That means we'd have to roll 2 frames over again, a 9th and 10th frame. So this match
we go OT then, huh?
OT,
overtime.
Baby.
All right, look at Robb Sheridan.
But all he needs is a mark. No matter who wins this match, we'll see him back in the semifinals.
All right, Robb is taking his time here. He knows he's got the pressure on. Here he goes. Looking for some kind of mark. Oh! All right. Left the 4-pin.
Now, Robb needs his spare. If Robb misses his spare,
we go OT.
We've got a dead heat.
All right. I have a
that ball was there.
I have a feeling, and Ray, don't kill me after you see the show. I have a feeling that Robb Sheridan's going to drill this pin. Just drill it. If he does that, he wins the match.
Let's see if he throws it as hard as he usually does. I'll bet he cuts his speed down a little bit.
If he hits it, he wins. If he doesn't, we go overtime.
He's got it.
What a match. What a great match. Robb Sheridan, champion this morning. Yep. Birthday present for his wife. Will be back with more after this. Welcome back to Pittsburgh's Going Best. I'm John Bechtel, along with my partner Dan Gluss, who is now joined by the winner of today's show. And what a great match it was. Robb Sheridan wins 214 to 203 over our second seed Ray Henry. Take it away.
Well, Robb, you dynamite bowling today. You went up in the 10th frame. You could have lost. Ray Henry had lane 3 in his hip pocket. He threw a washout. You come on to win. but there was a pin. Well, we're going to see a replay a little bit later, but on the 4-pin. But there was an 8-pin you left up. I think the back end of the building went to Stowe Township, but that 8-pin was standing. What was your reaction on that?
I was just dissatisfied that I didn't carry, that's all. There wasn't much I could do after I let go of the ball.
I understand you have this as a special presentation to someone. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I'm dedicating this to my wife. Her birthday's next Monday, so it's her present.
That's awful sweet of you, but I'll tell you what, I think these guys don't want to see you down here anymore because the ball just, oh, dynamite. I can't say anything more. You and Danny Biter, that's it. Fantastic show.
All right, thank you so much. We had a great show. Our champion for today is Robb Sheridan. We'll sure to advance on to one of our next shows. We'll see you next week on Pittsburgh's Bowling Best.
He's a perfectionist. He's a perfect slob. Together, they're the odd couple. Relive the great moments of Felix and Oscar tonight after Channel 11 News Night Beat, only on WPXI TV, Pittsburgh.